Hi, this is Margaret again. This talk is child domestic sex trafficking. What even is that? It is the act of commercially exploiting children under age 18 by buying, selling, or trading their sexual services here in the United States. The trafficker lures the child with offers of food, attention, clothing, and shelter in a seemingly safe relationship and environment. Then the trafficker moves on from that false position of trust to force the child into prostitution and other sexual acts. The victim has little chance of escape, as the trafficker uses physical, mental, and emotional abuse on the victim to force and keep him or her in this life of prostitution. Traffickers also isolate victims from friends and family by moving them continually to new locations. Traffickers may even alter their victims' appearance. Who are these victims? Any child could be a potential victim. With social media, it is easy for traffickers to befriend children and cultivate a relationship, posing as a fellow teen, eventually asking to meet in person or goad the target into texting compromising photos. Traffickers also canvass schools, malls, parks, bus stops, and group homes. Girls are more common victims than boys. Runaways and those with a past history of physical or sexual abuse are particularly at risk. These victims can be any race and can be from urban, suburban, or rural settings. Where is this problem most concentrated? In a nutshell, it can happen anywhere. Wherever you hear about abuse and neglect of children, such as in families struggling with substance abuse and drug trafficking, the children are at high risk of being sex trafficked, sometimes even by their own family members. With the internet, traffickers can network with each other and with clients from anywhere. So by definition, child domestic sex trafficking is modern day slavery. These children are being treated as a commodity, sold over and over again to multiple clients daily. A drug can be sold only once, but a person many times. 62% of women arrested for prostitution as adults had originally started out being trafficked as children. So it's very difficult to stop. What can you do? First of all, prevention. If you have kids, when you have kids, talk to them about internet safety. Don't wait. These traffickers are real predators. Also, support efforts in your community to educate those coming in contact with children to recognize at-risk children and victims, such as teachers, social workers, and clergy. If you are in healthcare, avail yourself of continuing education opportunities where you can learn to recognize victims, offer support safely, and care for their physical needs. There's a high rate of sexually transmitted infections among these victims, of course. Ultimately, as these victims become survivors, most frequently after being arrested and then being recognized as victims, they need intense specialized counseling for the psychological trauma they have endured, as well as medical treatment and safe shelter. There are a growing number of nonprofits around the country providing multifaceted care for these young people. These nonprofits have many needs for resources, supplies, volunteers, and workers to rehabilitate this growing number of survivors. Thank you for watching this talk. I hope it has informed you on this severe threat to our children. It has been my deep honor to share this with you. What actions will you take?